Hi everybody, John here from our Charmed Midlife. Danny is back there.
Hello.
Today we're talking about something a little bit different. It's a little more personal and it involves just me. Well, it involves me, but she's connected to it. So just going to rip the Band-Aid off and say that this past Tuesday, May 13th, I started Ozempic.
What?
Yeah, I figured I wanted to trim down so I can get into the movies easier. No, that's not it. Diabetes and things like that runs in my family. I'm the youngest of 7, and all my older siblings have diabetes, type 2. So I'm definitely fighting genes. I'm in my mid-50s, 56 to be exact. For about the last 5-6 years or so, I've been taking various things and doing okay, but not as well as I could be or should be. And you've seen me eat all kinds of stuff that I shouldn't be eating and that sort of thing. So the reality is this was the next logical step. So wanted to come on here, let you know about it, talk about it. There's a lot of stuff out and about in the media and social media and things like that about Ozempic, and just wanted to kind of add my 2 cents from a very real, small, little, focused, personal standpoint. And Danny's going to ask me some questions that she has, and I'm just going to tell you as much as I can. Last Tuesday, I weighed myself. I don't know if this is going to get cut, but I'm fine leaving it in. I weighed 272.4. Anybody who's watched our other videos, you know, people are sometimes surprised because from straight on I look relatively normal. I do have a gizzard. Is that what that's called?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I do have a
Turkey neck.
Turkey neck. Several turkey necks, actually. And if you've seen my cooking videos, you get to see my full body, and there's a lot there. So people are sometimes surprised when they see me turn sideways. They're like, oh, you're very deep. And yes, I am. I carry all my weight forward. It's not necessarily width. So anyway, could be too much detail. I'm not sure. But just wanted to kind of get it out there that, you know, I've got challenges and this is what I'm doing. So took the shot at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. Didn't feel much until about 1 or so in the morning, and the bed started spinning. I got dizzy during the night, and I've heard that that's a side effect. A very slight headache. By the time I got out of bed, about 6 o'clock, the headache was gone, but I was dizzy. I was a little bit dizzy, especially when I was okay if I was looking forward and sitting still. If I looked down, things started spinning. So that took until about 11 a.m. to wear off. So almost 12 hours for that to go away. Oh, no, more than 12 hours. Because I took the pill at the shot at 8 o'clock. Well, I guess I felt it. I'm not sure when it started. So probably around 12 hours. Since then, I've felt okay. I haven't been as... Yes.
Well, that morning, you also said you felt ick.
Oh, yeah, I did feel the ick.
So we forced you to eat something.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily nauseated, but I did feel that I felt ick. I didn't feel like eating. I didn't feel like doing much, actually. I just kind of wanted to be still.
But we did get you to eat.
I did eat something.
Was it yogurt that morning?
It was yogurt that morning. I had yogurt. Protein is very big on this, and as is staying hydrated, because I have noticed that I don't outwardly sweat like as much, and I'm not peeing as much. So dehydration is real. So I've started drinking just straight up water, a couple bottles of water a day. I usually get juice and things like that. But
things like that being soda.
Oh, well, yeah. Anyway, you know, it's the struggle is real. So yeah, I did feel the ick, and that really wore off the first day. By noon, it was still a little bit there, but by the time dinner came, I was good, and I've been okay since. So I'm taking my shot on Tuesday nights right before I go to bed, and we'll see how that goes. And I've heard the first shot is the worst, and you stay on the lowest dosage for a month. So for 4 shots, it's a weekly. We'll see how it goes.
So it's now Sunday. Mm-hmm. How have you felt as far as your food noise in your head and your appetite?
Well, so this is interesting because I was expecting to eat less when I'm eating. Like I thought I would get full faster, and it's kind of weird. I'm not sure how to categorize it, but I don't find myself thinking about food as much or as often. And it's really hard when, like one of the things that we suffer from is we're prone to eating out and eating for taste versus nutrition. So, we'll say, what do you want for dinner tonight? And previously it was, Chili's or Red Robin or whatever, those are the first things we talked about. Those are the things we talked about. We do cook at home, but left to our, if money's no object, we'll let somebody else do the cooking and we'll just enjoy it. We cooked several times this week, and when it came to that conversation, I didn't really, nothing really jumped to the front. It was kind of like I went through all our usuals, and it was like, no, I don't know. And usually something in there is going to be like, ooh, gotta have that. And that didn't happen this past week. So that was a little bit different and odd. We still ordered a couple times. Well, remember we had Red Robin that took an hour and a half to not get here. And then something else. But when it was here and it got here, I ate it. I was expecting to be like, I've heard stories like you eat 2 or 3 bites or whatever, and you're done. You feel full and that sort of thing. That didn't happen this week. Now it was just the first dose. So I don't know if that comes later or whatever the deal is.
But you haven't felt like eating as much as you usually do.
I have to say yes. It's not something that I've really noticed at the time, but looking back at the day, I haven't been snacking as much as I usually do. I haven't been thinking about eating. Right. It just hasn't been there.
Right.
So
the food noise has gotten lower.
That has absolutely stopped. Yay! I mean, it's progress. I didn't weigh myself this morning, but I weighed myself yesterday, and I was 268.0. So I'm down 4 pounds the first week. Now, that's a fair amount. That's over 4 pounds since I started in less than a week. That's, I'm not taking that as, fantastic in my way, because for me, this is, 25 years ago, it was about the weight. I was conscious of the weight and that sort of thing. I'm still conscious of weight, but now it's much more about the health benefits. It's much more about how I feel. Lowering my A1C, making sure I'm, the other big thing for this is exercise. You got to exercise, and especially weight training. I didn't start weight training, but I'm going to a gym tomorrow to see about signing up and try to get in there 3 days a week and just do some light weight training and maybe some cardio and that sort of thing, which I haven't done for a long time. So been pretty sedentary the last 5 years. So that's not good. So that's really important and big, and hopefully, I have to make that change. That's one of the things. And
his doctor is making it known that he has to exercise while he's on.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to continuing, and it's not just about dropping the weight. It's about, just making my systems work better. That's the bottom line for me. I don't know that these videos are going to be weekly, or they might be monthly or whatever, or as big changes happen or as things occur. Part of this is, if I put this out there, this is holding myself responsible because I now have publicized it and I have other people to answer to, whether you say anything or not. It's just getting it out there. So right now, I think it might be weekly for the first month. Might be less and less so as time goes on and things become normalized and whatever. That's kind of the intent here, is just to kind of track my journey a little bit publicly, hold me accountable. That's where I'm at today. If anybody out there has any comments or questions about what I'm going through personally that I haven't talked about, feel free. You can put them in the comment section or even private messages, I guess. If you're on Ozempic and have been for a while, or you just started, I'd love to hear how it's going for you. If you have any tips or tricks or pointers to help out, because one thing I noticed, I've watched a fair number of YouTube videos and things like that, because this is one of those things that you really have to prepare for various different things. And it's still a little bit different for everybody. So you can be as prepared as you can be, but it's still, things will hit you differently, and you'll feel different than anybody else. So the more info you have, the better off you're going to be. So I'd love to hear from you if if you're on it and you've gone through things I haven't talked about, please do comment. Appreciate it. So, like I said, that's it for today. We'll keep you updated as I go along this journey as best we can. I think it's gonna, like I said, probably weekly, little video every week now, probably just to keep my feet to the fire out there and make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And appreciate your support. Love to hear from you again if you have anything to say about it. Like this video if you could. That helps us out a lot. Subscribe if you're not. We appreciate that too. And we'll see you probably another week. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.